There's the strange kind of guilt no one talks about. The guilt of still hurting, long after everyone else thinks you should be over it. You force yourself to smile, to move forward, to act fine. But some nights, the grief comes back anyway, sharper than before. What if the goal was never to make the pain disappear? What if trying to erase it is the very thing keeping you stuck? Today, we're going to look at grief differently, not as something to defeat, but as something to finally let move through you. Most advice about loss sounds the same. Stay busy, give it time, focus on the good memory, just try to move on. So you keep your calendar full, you delete old photos or avoid looking at them at all. You tell yourself, enough, it's time to be okay now. And for a while, it seems to work. The days get easier. You start to believe you're finally past it. Then a smell, a song, an empty chair at dinner, and it's all back. As if nothing was ever healed at all. So you push harder. You get angry at yourself for still feeling this way. Why can't I just let this go already? But here's what nobody tells you. You are never fighting the grief. You are fighting yourself for still having it. Over 2,000 years ago, the Buddha told a simple story, now known as the parable of the two arrows. He said, when something painful happens to you, it's like being struck by an arrow. That pain is real. That arrow you cannot avoid. But then, most of us do something else. We get angry that we were hit. We blame ourselves. We replay it again and again. The Buddha called this the second arrow. And unlike the first, this one we shoot ourselves. The loss of someone you love, that's the first arrow, real, unavoidable part of being alive. But the guilt for still crying months later, that's the second arrow. The pressure to be over it by now, a third. Every time you say, I should be stronger than this, you release another arrow into the exact same wound. This is the part that changes everything. Grief itself was never the problem. It was always meant to move through you, like weather moves through the sky. What turns natural grief into prolonged suffering is resistance, the fighting, the timeline, the shame for still feeling it. So the practice isn't learning how to stop hurting, it's learning how to stop adding arrows. Just let the first arrow do what it came to do, and don't reach for a second one. I want to tell you about a man. Let's call him Nick. Nick lost his father 18 months ago, and for 18 months, he had been trying to be strong. He went back to work 3 days after the funeral. He kept his voice steady at the wake. He told his family, "I'm okay, really." But at night, alone in his car in an empty parking lot, something else would happen, and he hated himself for it. He thought something was wrong with him, that a normal person should have healed by now. So he tried harder to act fine. One evening, a friend told him about the 2 arrows. Nick sat with that for a long time. He realized the tears in his car weren't the problem. His problem was the voice telling him he shouldn't still be crying. So the next time it came, he didn't fight it. He just sat there, let it move through him, and said quietly, "This is the first arrow. I don't need a second one." He told me later, "I still miss my dad every single day, but I stopped being at war with my own grief. And somehow that made all the difference." So, if you're still hurting from a loss, however long it's been, that doesn't mean you failed to heal. It might just mean you're still carrying the first arrow, which is allowed, which is human. The real shift isn't forcing the sadness to leave faster. It's putting down the second arrow, the guilt, the timeline, the self-judgment. Let the grief move at its own pace. It knows the way out better than your mind does. Tonight, if a memory catches you off guard, try this. Don't ask, "Why am I still like this?" Just quietly notice, this is the first arrow, and let it pass without adding another. If this found you at the right time, share it with someone who's still grieving quietly, even if it looks like they've moved on. And if you're carrying a loss right now, you're welcome to leave their name in the comments. Sometimes just saying it out loud is enough.